The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
He's Barry Enright, and he's Tim Lincecum. He was up from Double-A earlier this season, and he, on the other hand, is a two-time Cy Young Award winner. It's a matchup that doesn't look fair on paper, but the two times they faced each other this season, it's Enright that hasn't flinched. They say to be the best, you've got to face the best, and it's working for Barry. Round 3, Enright, Lincecum, now. From downtown Phoenix, Arizona, glad to have you back at the ballpark with us on Fox Sports Arizona here at Chase Field. It's the San Francisco Giants still with everything in the world to play for as they are nipping at the heels of the San Diego Padres in the National League West, going head-to-head with the Diamondbacks. San Diego, they stopped their losing yesterday. They were victorious, but San Francisco right there with them. And again, don't overlook those Colorado Rockies. Hi, folks. Trust your week to this point has been a good one, and welcome back to the ballpark. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton, and thanks for joining us here this evening from Chase Field. Gracie, when you talk about Joe Saunders, when he came to town, you thought, well, he's going to bring a little bit of an edge and a veteran presence to this club, maybe needed in that locker room. But then it was a couple of young guys that came to town. Barry Enright came to town, and they started pushing guys like Ian Kennedy, Daniel Hudson, all of them working together, and I think it's a very good thing. We're overlooking, Joe, for the sake of talking about young pitchers pushing one another.
Yeah, we're going to go with guys in their early 20s, not their late 20s, and we're not getting on Joe Saunders at all. I think he's been terrific since he's come over from the Angels. However, these three have really shown a lot because they're not long on experience, and they haven't faced a whole lot of big league hitters, but man, have they been something special. The numbers just show that these guys are getting better and better and more confident with every single start.
Our Geico quote, let's talk about it, pushing one another. It's fun to have some guys around in their early 20s, as you said, to have that friendly competition and hopefully establish ourselves in the rotation for some years to come. Barry Enright is on the mound tonight. Now, Matt Cain and Tim Lincecum have that very same push. They push and other pushes. It's made Jonathan Sanchez better. Tim Lincecum did not do anything in the month of August. He really struggled. His last time out, he beat Ubaldo Jimenez. He faces the Diamondbacks tonight.
Yeah, enough is enough when you're Tim Lincecum. He's a guy that demands perfection from himself. He not only wants to beat you, Darren Sutton, he wants to embarrass you when you're up to face him with a bat in your hands. Tim Lincecum had a great start against the Colorado Rockies, and it was against Ubaldo Jimenez, so he knows Barry Enright's name. Barry Enright has beaten him a couple times. I expect Tim Lincecum to show up with some fire tonight.
This is a fun matchup tonight. You bet your boots Lincecum's velocity is down, but he's also evolving as a pitcher. He has, as you said, that ability, that desire to put his spikes right on your throat when he keeps you down. Gerardo Parra pitching in with his bat. He is heating up, and late in the ball game pitched in with his glove last night. A fabulous diving play. Gracie likes to call it Paradise Valley here in Arizona. Oh, what a great nickname that is. you by Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Diamondbacks. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
And welcome back. It is the day after Labor Day, and the roof is open here at Chase Field tonight. A more mild night. Jody Jackson with you on the field. And an update on the Diamondbacks outfield. Justin Upton remains out of the lineup with a sore shoulder. He did have an MRI today just as a precaution on that left shoulder. Cole Gillespie has been called up from the minors. But Gerardo Parra, well, he's been doing the job at the plate, getting the opportunity to fill in for Upton in right field. And since August 28th, really, you look at the numbers, he's hitting almost 400, 6 runs, I should say, 2 triples, and Kirk Gibson really praised his effort. He's had the ability with more opportunity to do a good job at the plate. And then yesterday, it's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game. Gerardo Parra with his diving catch on Buster Posey's fly ball, and it kept the game scoreless in the 9th inning. Gibson also mentioned the fact that Gerardo's lost a little bit of weight. He came into spring training not really at the weight they wanted him at, so he's moving around better. And as I mentioned, once again, not platooning so much, getting the opportunity has helped him. Justin Upton will remain out of the lineup tonight. Well, coming up, it's the Department of Defense, and the Diamondbacks have been terrific in that department. The double play combo of Kelly Johnson and Stephen Drew. The entire infield, outfield, Miguel Montero as well. It's coming up next.
Home this evening, and trust that your week to this point has been a good one. Mark Grace, Jody Jackson, Darren Sutton, and you, and Barry Enright going to work against Bruce Bochy, his club, as mentioned earlier. Just another hot streak away from taking over first place in this National League Western Division. And by the way, the Giants now 98 wins since 2002 against Arizona. They're the best against any other club in the National League, and that's most wins against any opponent. With that in mind, Barry Enright goes to work, and we're underway. The numbers delivered by the UPS Store. Hard to beat a 2.45 ERA in your first 12 Major League starts.
He's made it look awfully easy, and it's not. We know that, as that one's ripped, but just foul.
Andres Torres 0-2 the count at the top of the order. Freddie Sanchez right behind him. Huff, Posey, Burrow, Ian, Uribe, Renteria, and Lincecum. High fly ball. Fastball is up and in. So 0-2 the count. Torres hitting .276 with 14, a surprise number, 14 home runs. Remind us how Enright gets it done without being overpowering.
Well, just good command of 4 different pitches, Darren, and it's a fastball, a curveball, a slider, and a change. He pitches in for strikes, out for strikes. And he just had, and for me, he's just showing a lot of confidence on the mound. He now knows he can get big league hitters out and get them out consistently.
To bring you up to speed, if you're just joining Diamondbacks baseball, he was called up from Double-A. That one is belted to right field. It's got some topspin on it, though. And Parra can't hold on. It was a circuitous route, if you will. It was not an easy play. It was well struck, but a play that Parra, I think, will tell you, he should have made.
That was kind of ugly, as a matter of fact, whatever route that was. Looks like he's got a beat on it. He leaps up, and he just clanks it. That goes as a hit, but that's a play that's usually made at this level.
And, of course, playing outdoor baseball tonight. That's very good news. But he's played out here with the roof open plenty of times. So a tough start for Enright. He goes to work. Sanchez pops the bunt up. Here's what you have to know, though, about Barry, the cool customer that you described, the confidence that really oozes from every outing. With no one on base, opponents hit .288 against Enright. With runners in scoring position, that's .191. And that speaks to what you were talking about a moment ago.
He's found a way to make the big pitch when he really needs to.
The 0-1. Bouncing ball. Look at Sanchez. Right away, he takes an 0 for 1 for his team.
That's why they're right in the thick of things in the West, because of plays like him, players like him, and plays that he just created for his team.
Here's a guy who's used to hitting 300. Boy, that was fabulous. That's championship baseball, folks. And we'll bang the drum on that quite a bit, and the casual fans might think, well, what's the big deal? Again, that's not a sacrifice bunt. He just lowered his batting average.
That's exactly right. Selfless baseball. Playoff baseball, if you will.
High fly ball, well struck right field. Parra is there. It sails over his head and out of here. No chance this time for Parra. He got to the perfect spot, but realized it was about 30 feet over his head. Aubrey Huff, 23 homers, 79 RBIs, and the Giants lead it 2-0.
A lot of times with a guy on third base, hitters are looking first pitch fastball, and that's exactly what he got, and he got it right down the middle, and he deposits it way out of here in right field. So it didn't take long for the Giants to score. Took them 11 innings last night to finally score, because that one's crushed.
Buster Posey into right center field. That one's off the balcony. So these San Francisco Giants have arrived to swing the bats.
I think right now Mel Stottlemyre coming out and said, it's time to go to plan B.
Third time that Enright has seen these Giants. The third time.
Another first pitch fastball. Boom. Very fortunate that ball didn't leave the ballpark as well. That was about 410 feet for the fly ball to center field, but that's the deepest part of the ballpark, fortunately for Barry Enright and the Diamondbacks.
And as you mentioned, out over the plate, Posey has been beaten in by Enright and by these Diamondbacks. That one got those arms extended, so Buster Posey crushes the baseball. Valley resident Pat Burrell. You want to talk about how good has Enright been and how stunning this is early in the ball game. In his first 12 starts, he's allowed 3 runs or less in all of them. And the 2 runs he's allowed here in the inning, in 10 of his 12 starts, he has allowed 2 runs or less in the entire start.
He better get to work.
In his last 3 outings, 7 innings pitched per start, an ERA of 1.31. And that guy's got some run support.
You know he's loving life, sitting over there watching these balls get hit very hard early.
Fastball backs him out of there. 2-1 the count. Enright's ERA since the All-Star break in the National League of 2.18, bettered only by Wandy Rodriguez. Who's is below 2. Sails up, and it's fouled off Pat Burrell. Matter of fact, Arizona starters on this homestand, 27 innings of work, a 2.33 ERA, and that includes the likes of Joe Saunders. That includes Rodrigo Lopez, Daniel Hudson, a sub-200 opponent's batting average. As you said, time to get a move on tonight. A new kind of challenge.
Well, I'm going to see. It'll be interesting to see how he reacts.
Abreu is out there. Reynolds still not completely healed with that hand injury, that thumb injury. So Abreu plays third. Let's take a look defensively, and still no Justin Upton in right field. That shoulder continuing to suffer and cause setbacks. So day to day, we'll just wait each and every day. Miguel Montero is behind the plate. Spent some time with Mark before the game. Had that thumb all iced up. He is available to pinch hit. He said, when I do, I expect I'll be pitched inside again.
Way off of him.
That's exactly right. He expects to be pitched in. He said, I'd pitch me in too. And he said, as you said, a little bit more discipline on the pitches in. 1-0 the count to Jose Guillen. 2 outs in the inning. Hot shot picked on a breaking ball down the line. Couldn't keep it fair. The veteran Guillen. 17 home runs, 67 runs batted in between Kansas City and San Francisco. Watched him play in the outfield the other day in Los Angeles, and the legs are moving a little bit better. Boy, they were not moving at all in San Francisco. He was covering no ground.
Oh, he's probably not used to it, being a DH really for the last few months at least.
Down the line, he might have kept this one fair. Into the corner it goes, off the wall. Allen will play it, and those legs can't take Guillen into second, but he does drive in a run. So Guillen with 68 RBIs in the season, and the Giants lead it 3-0.
Fastball runs up and in. It gets just enough in on Guillen, who does a great job of keeping it fair. Right off the top of the fence there, and the Giants continue to pile it on here early.
Uribe missed last night, fouling a ball off his foot, ankle if you will. A couple of huge home runs in Dodger Stadium over the weekend, and by the way, 3 runs of support for the back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. and his base coaches, they need to get to work offensively against Tim Lincecum. Let's take a look at Gibby's starting lineup top to bottom again. He's got the MASH unit going today, so there are some fill-ins once again. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines, not with Drew Johnson, Young, LaRoche, and Montero, or Allen for that matter, but Abreu and Parra both filling in for Reynolds and Upton. But it's been more than a week for Justin now, so we're getting used to it. And Enright handles the bat very well, and he hopes he's around for his at-bat. A rare tough start for a guy who has dominated in his major league debut. Speaking of dominating, here's Tim Lincecum, the right-hander, 12-9, a 3.68 ERA. He was awful in August, just to be respectful about it. 0-5 with a 7.82 ERA. And last time out, he stuck it to the Colorado Rockies.
He's still not the guy you want to see if you're holding a bat in your hand. This guy is one of the special talents in all of baseball.
Misses high, 2-0 the count to Stephen Drew. A couple of starts ago, he pitched against the Diamondbacks. He lost 6-0. Barry Enright was on the mound on the other side. He went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs. On 2-0, a lazy fly ball back of short. There to make the play to haul it in, Edgar Renteria. So Drew to his counterpart is erased.
And Drew will be certainly disappointed in that on a 2-0 count. He took a defensive swing at a pitch that was out of the zone.
So Steven heads back to the dugout. That'll roll up hard, hitting Kelly Johnson. Kelly with 20 home runs, 59 batted in, hitting .273. And he takes a pitch that sails outside. Johnson just 4 of 24 in this homestand, but was 2 of 4 yesterday with a walk as he takes a fastball right there. 1-1 the count. 91, 92, maybe 93 from Lincecum, not the 92 to 95 that he used early on in his career. Changeup, uses that a little bit more. Throws quite a few more sliders. And if the velocity's not there and you're an ace, to stay an ace, you evolve.
You learn how to pitch.
Kelly drives it to center field. Torres going back, still going. Boy, he can play some center. And he has shown that in San Francisco and here in this ballpark. Defensively for the Giants, in the middle of it all, Andres Torres. He's got some big fellas to bail out tonight. Uribe, Renteria, Sanchez, and Huff. Well, how about being flanked by Burrell and Guillen? Go get him, pal. There's Pat Burrell and Jose Guillen. As outfielders, they're great hitters.
They're very good hitters. Very productive hitters.
Here's Chris Young, takes a pitch low, 1-0 the count.
As outfielders.
Torres has done a nice job out there.
He really has. He's been one of their team MVPs, certainly. In the field and with the bat in his hand.
1-1 the count. Big old ballpark in San Francisco. A lot of quirks when you get into right center field. Popped up, threw him a change up there. Uribe will give it a look, and it rattles around where it's a souvenir. One thing that hasn't changed a lot is this.
That classic Lincecum delivery. And that hair flying. Looks like Black Beauty. Remember that pretty black horse with the flowing mane?
I do remember that.
Oh, man.
I remember you coined that nickname a couple of years back. It's still strong. Like that fastball that's fouled off. 1-2 the count. Watching Lincecum, and if you watch the ball game, you'll remember this, folks, in San Francisco. His front side, that front foot, the front hip was all opening up early. He was trying to overthrow, if you will, and generate velocity. In the Foxmo we showed you a moment ago, though not directly on angle, you could see striding more directly towards the plate. Not trying to force something, simply put, that isn't there. He was wild in that game against the Diamondbacks, walking 4. Well, he and Posey take a while to get together. Fastball, strike 3. Wow. Ballpark, ready to go. Edgar Renteria digs in. 283 home runs, 22 batted in. Lincecum looked very solid to start things off. And so Barry Enright, those 12 starts to start his career. 3 runs or less, 5 innings or more. And some rarefied air in which he stands to begin a career in which you begin as a starter, not any appearances as a reliever. Breaking ball has him backing out of there. Steve Rogers in 1973, the Expos ace, began his career. 16 times he went 5 or more innings, 3 runs or less.
Well, we'll see how Barry Enright pieces it back together, if he pieces it back together. It's all part of the challenges you have to overcome as a young starting pitcher in the major leagues. How do you handle adversity? First time he's really had adversity since he's gotten here, Darren.
Well, and his manager about 3 weeks ago, he hasn't seen any since he said it, but he said, I look forward to seeing how my guys respond when they get punched in the face. Figuratively speaking. When they get
want
knocked
another
around.
Donnybrook, then.
Well, I always want another Donnybrook. But figuratively speaking, what are my guys made of when they get, as he said, knocked around early in a ball game? Because, Gracie, as long as you played this game, as long as that manager played this game, it happens to every pitcher. It doesn't matter what kind of role you're on or where you're headed.
And every hitter, you're going to go through slumps. Tim Lincecum, 2 Cy Young Awards on his mantle.
Smoked into right center field. Up out over the plate, Renteria trucks it on around.
I'll tell you what, these giant bats are making some really loud sounds here tonight. I mean, Enright right in the middle of the plate again with a fastball, and this time Edgar Renteria. Bam! Goodness.
Boy, Aubrey Huff's bat certainly made that sound.
I would imagine Tim Lincecum going to be asked to bunt here.
He's got 11 sacrifice bunts as he drops that one foul. But to finish the thought, Enright's 12 starts to begin his career, 5 or more innings, 3 runs or less, only bettered by Rogers. And his 16 since 1920, only. So he is number 2 in that unique category to begin his career as a starting pitcher exclusively. But as Gracie said, we'll see. You're learning more about him tonight than any start. Swinging, pops it up. Allen, nice play as he breaks down in front of that low wall out there. Well, it looked like for a minute you got a little bit nervous about the knee and the ankle as he started to break down. He looks like he's okay.
What a great catch, and we've said that a few times now in just the short time that Brandon Allen's been out there. Self-preservation, hit the dirt, kid, don't get hurt. And a nice play again by Brandon Allen, a big out for Enright.
Soft-spoken and quiet young man. We sat down with him before the game. Throughout the next couple of days, we'll hear from Brandon Allen. Who said that he really benefited from an entire year in AAA. As that one is up and away. 1-0 the count to Andres Torres. As mentioned, with runners on base, opponents hit just 174 against Enright, 191 with runners in scoring position. The 1-0. 1-1 the count. A big swing. They're swinging it like the Blue Jays today.
You got that right. Looks like Cito Gaston would be real proud of these Giants here this evening. The way they're just getting up there back-legging.
LaRoche gobbles it up. Got to get over there. Beat him to the bag. Enright? He did. Nice play. First of all, Adam with a nice play, and Enright keeping his wits about him. He was maybe a step behind, but he got over there.
I think in this situation, Enright got caught spectating for a tiny bit, but he gets over there in plenty of time to get the out. Like you said, Darren, as a pitcher, once the ball's hit, there's always some place for you to be.
And those soft hands of Adam LaRoche again are evident in this ball game. So can he pitch around this mess? He's got 2 outs, and he's got Freddie Sanchez. Sanchez takes a breaking ball for strike 1. And talking with Mark Reynolds before the game, the regular third baseman for the Diamondbacks, I said, all right, explain to me how good Adam LaRoche's hands are. He said, at least 8 to 10 errors he has saved me.
Well, I believe it.
High fly ball into right center field. Young is there. So this time Enright pitches out of the mess. They opt on the second shot for Lincecum to not bunt him. And they come up empty. But outside of the yard, he did it against Tim Lincecum on August the 27th. He did it the next day as well against these San Francisco Giants. Back-to-back days into McCovey Cove. The first ever visiting player to do so, to reach the water on back-to-back days. Barry Bonds last did it 6 seasons ago, but no other visitor had done what Adam did. And so LaRoche, 4 of 22 on this homestand. You see the numbers overall in the season. His father, longtime veteran, left-handed Major League relief pitcher, Dave LaRoche. Had a great career, more than a decade and a half. About to wrap up his minor league coaching season. He's with the Toronto club, and he's going to come spend some time with Adam in Colorado. So Adam's looking forward to catching up with Dad. Or a Mika Insurance home run zone for Adam. And in listening to some of the stories, I know you were listening as well, some of the stories about Adam and his wry and quiet, sneaky sense of humor, sounds like it comes from Dad as he goes down on strikes. Change up there, huh?
That was the first one of the night, I believe, from Lincecum. He picked a good time to do it, and he threw it in a perfect spot. He looks awfully good early.
So if you folks remember the trip to San Francisco, and Kirk Gibson was asked by the local media about, boy, what is it like when you manage a team like Bruce Bochy and his pitchers are really struggling. Zito and Lincecum, they're really, truly struggling. Miguel Montero on the ground. The Diamondbacks catcher is erased. Freddie Sanchez to Aubrey Huff, and Gibby would not engage. He said, there's no way that I'm going to say that because they won't continue to do that.
Well, he's been around the block. Gibby's no dummy. He's not going to comment on a struggling starter like Tim Lincecum, who's got 2 Cy Youngs. By the way, I want to give our best wishes to Gibby. Got stung by a scorpion today. You didn't hear about that?
I had heard about it.
He got zapped by a scorpion right in his thigh area at about 7 a.m. and he's still hurting badly right now. So anybody that has been unfortunate enough to be stung by a scorpion, you know how he feels. It was at 7 o'clock this morning it happened. And he's still feeling the effects, and it's still getting to him quite a bit.
A lot of Valley residents have experienced that. Last year, my oldest daughter had that occur. It scares you. And Lincecum can scare you.
I love Black Beauty.
Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Andres Torres. A big blow early on in this ball game. Got the offense rolling with a double. Aubrey Huff. He hit a 2-run homer. Jose Guillen with an RBI single. That's where we stand in the score. Over the outside corner is 3-0. 0-1 the count to Aubrey Huff. And for Huff, he and Torres are the players that, when they talk about who has made the difference, they flip-flop back and forth between those two. There's certainly a veteran presence, a blue-collar approach for the man who did play at the University of Miami. Shoots that one the other way, and that one is belted. There's that sound again off the bat. Now, Gracie,
good acoustics tonight.
You were talking about our key to the game. I know you came up with it early this afternoon. Health and Wealth Raffle 2010. Visit healthwealthraffle.org. Key to the game is, please share it with us.
Well, it's float like a butterfly, sting like a scorpion. And that is, we build this as Enright Lincecum 3. This is the third time they've gone toe-to-toe with each other. That'll be an easy fly ball off the bat of Buster Posey, right into that waiting glove of Gerardo Parra on a changeup. But, we've been building it as Enright Lincecum 3, and we got to have a boxing type theme. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the famous Muhammad Ali, I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But we had to throw that in for Gibby's sake. Sting like a scorpion. I think he'd love to put a hurting on the Giants, like that scorpion put on him this morning.
So you're saying the Giants maybe had something to do with planting that scorpion?
Yes. I'm fully convinced.
Wow.
That Tim Flannery
okay.
of the San Francisco Giants put a scorpion in the pants, in the mountain biking pants of one Kirk Gibson at 7 o'clock this morning. He was over there.
Wow.
I'm teasing, folks. Tim Flannery didn't do that.
0-2 the count to Pat Burrell. I think that's a, pretty good key to the game. That one bounces in there. Miggy with a nice job putting his nose on it. 1-2 the count. Not as good as the one we had a couple of weeks back. Pour the concrete, but it's pretty good.
Now, to this day, one of the worst ever.
Burrell also out of the University of Miami. Swings through that one. Off speed up in the zone. Quieted things down in this inning.
Well, there's Tim Flannery. He's also responsible for my legend guy never winning a race.
No, that's your fault, pal. Arizona presents D-backs baseball, brought to you by Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership. Las Vegas this summer. Send yourself to Camp Las Vegas for grown-ups and Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. Right back to live action as you're looking live. 0-1 the count, Tony Abreu.
Diamondbacks looking for their first base runner here in the third inning.
0-2 the count. Fooled him badly with a curveball.
Interesting swing there.
Tony got the start against the Astros Friday night. Was 1 for 3 in that ball game. And had a huge run of it when he was sent down to AAA as the changeup sails inside. Hit .351 in his 24 games for the Aces. 21 runs batted in, so about an RBI per game. Bouncing ball to short, and easy chance for Edgar Renteria. And he turns it into an out. We're going to see if we can see any difference in the stride and or the front side of Lincecum. This is in San Francisco. He's always opened up that foot a little bit, but you can see the knee open with it. And the hips as well. Similar angle. Seeing that foot hit. Not nearly as dramatic as that one hits. And just trying to generate more. Gracie hitters do it. Those hips will, you talk a lot about hitters. Hips will fly open a little bit early.
Trouble. You're in trouble if you fly open.
He missed a ton up and away to lefties in that ball game.
Your arm just can't catch up. He's gotten that figured out, and he dominated the Colorado Rockies his last outing, and he's dominated the first 7 hitters he's faced here tonight at Chase Field.
It's always been a big Part of his approach, staying on line with the plate as it should be for any pitcher. But when you go as hard as he goes to the plate, when that lead arm is that high, the pendulum swings that high, if you're off the mark, if your stride is off the mark or your hips fly open early, any pitcher's in trouble, but especially Lincecum. He actually did it there.
Well, that's the thing. When you've got a delivery like he has, there's a lot going on in this delivery. This is not your classic drop and drive delivery. He drops and drives, but there is a lot going on with the front side, the legs. Oh, what a change up there. Thanks for coming, Gerardo Parra.
Parra goes down. Gracie, when you're that violent to the plate, too, doesn't it really sell a changeup as long as you don't tip it?
Oh, when you can arm swing it like that.
Throws a changeup about 2 out of every 10 pitches. That's quite a bit. And that's a lot more than he used to throw. He's just flat out pitching with big quotes around it. He's pitching tonight.
He's fun to watch. Not from the Diamondbacks dugout,
the rumors,
but as a fan of the game,
the
you enjoy guys like him.
Of his demise have been greatly exaggerated. That's the best way we know to put it. The rumors of his pitching demise and its prowess, as you would imagine, and Kirk Gibson would not engage, have been greatly exaggerated.
I'm not getting engaged in that either.
Breaking ball, 1 around. Anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink. Between 4 and 6 the next day. Outdoor baseball here at Chase with the roof open. Kind of an awkward swing for a man who handles himself pretty well in the batter's box. Last year, Lincecum, you know you had a good year when you win 15 and you win the Cy Young Award. In 32 starts, 15 and 7, a 2.48. The year before, won 18 with an ERA of 2.62. Back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. And he has faced a minimum tonight. He has struck out 5. No hits allowed by the right-hander Lincecum. Arizona.com to vote for the Diamondbacks. Top memorable moment you'd like to see played here on Fox Sports Arizona. Is it Edwin Jackson's no-hitter at Tampa? Or is it the Diamondbacks with 4 straight home runs in Milwaukee? Only the 7th time in the history of the game that a team had gone back to back to back.
To back.
Thank you very much. Needed you that night, need you again tonight. Want to know the count.
Well, I'm going to give my vote, and that's going to be the one. I want the 4-homer game. Well,
sorry, I was being interrupted there.
I voted. I like the 4-homer game.
Well, I vote for it too because it's always a good day when any
The Dodgers
team.
lose, right?
No.
Oh.
When there are 4 home runs hit against the Bruins. Bouncing ball. Abreu sets. Fires in a nice play. While we wait for Mark Reynolds to return and find his health in his hand, Tony Abreu doing a nice job out there at third.
Couple of steps to his right, all the way across the diamond, right on the button to Adam LaRoche. Nice play over there by Abreu.
Bounces in there, 1-0 the count. I wish it would have been 5 or 6 home runs in a row.
I would have loved to have seen that as well.
Mr. Atanasio wouldn't have liked that.
Elmer wouldn't have liked that at all.
The owner of the Milwaukee Brewers. That one's lifted. Deep left. Still carrying. Boy, Juan Uribe loves to swing for the downs, doesn't he? I mean, he loved it. He reached them twice at Dodger Stadium. Sorry,
Yes,
Gracie.
You're fine, Darren. If you're looking for affordable summer entertainment, look no further than Chase Field. You can get a ticket to the game for just $8. Plus, there's tons of value items around the ballpark, like hot dogs and popcorn for $1.50, beer for $4. You're not going to find that anywhere, or souvenirs for just $3. Call 602-462-4794 and ask about value items, or log on to dbacks.com/value.
Well, that was a good-looking read. Good-looking curveball to Renteria.
Long.
Fly ball center field.
He's starting to piece it together, Darren Sutton.
He certainly has, but will these Diamondbacks figure out Tim Lincecum? Stay tuned to find out. The 8-0 is the score. San Francisco on top of Arizona. Stephen Drew ready to roll. He will lead things off. Drew followed by Hard hitting Kelly Johnson and Chris Young. Curveball, strike one.
He's got all 3 of his terrific pitches working. That makes you wonder if you might see something special tonight, Darren Sutton. Nope.
Breaking ball down the line.
See?
There you go.
And things like that happen when you do make a mistake. And it gets hammered, but it's a couple of feet foul. You might be onto something. That ball was blistered.
The San Francisco starting pitching has pieced it together in their last 8 starts. Fastball, I mean, just missed. And by the way, he got 94 miles an hour there. He's got plenty of heat on the radar gun tonight. Changeup, strike 3.
Wow. That was the same area that he had thrown that previous fastball, Darren. The fastball in to set up the changeup in. He wasn't about to cash in his chips on Lincecum either, was he?
No, no. And all the Giants, again, they had gone 8 starts in which their ERA was nearly 8. Well, in their last 8 starts, 2.3. So you go 8 in a row in which your ERA is 8 out of your starting pitchers. 8 more after that, 2.3. It's just been a totally different story. And again, the Diamondbacks manager would not even get involved in the conversation. One of those nights, maybe, just maybe, because that one is a fabulous play by Huff. Ball goes just foul down the line. A rocket is gloved by Huff. Diamondbacks are going to have to earn their hits tonight.
A bolt, the short hop, a really good play there by Aubrey Huff. That's frustrating if you're Kelly Johnson. Johnson may have to change his walk-up song.
Every time the D-backs hit a homer this season, Fulton Holmes donates $150 to the Youth Assistance Foundation, and that's a good thing. You mean like change it to It's Raining Men?
The Weather Girls. Always a good walk-up song.
No, it's not. It's a good joke, though. 1-1 the count. Putting on a clinic so far, Lincecum. Bouncing ball to short. 1, 2, 3. Go the Diamondbacks.
That man on your screen is perfect through 4.
Tim Lincecum ready to go to work. Our AT&T trivia question. Name the only 2 pitchers to lead the National League in strikeouts 3 straight seasons since World War II. National League strikeout leaders 3 years in a row. World War II. 1-0 the count.
I'm going to guess one of them's Randy Johnson.
How many are there? 2?
Yeah.
The 1-0. Lincecum, a bouncing ball to the bag. And he is erased. Running about 80% through that bag. 3-1.
Well, that's all pitchers have to run the bases, evidently.
He is going 100% on the mound, I'll tell you that right now. Lincecum is not one of those guys, by the way. He is not the answer to that question. Ian Kennedy is not the answer to that question.
Randy Johnson, and I'll say Steve Carlton. A little too emphatic if you ask me. But
belted. Torres, right field. This time, Parra holds on to it. Remember, early in the ball game, went a couple of circles and a dive, and you can see that he is saying that one knuckled on me like the first one did.
Keeps his eyes on it the whole way and snares it nicely. 2 quick outs.
That's 10 in a row sat down by this man. Fly ball right field. Going back is Parra. Out of here. Out of here. A Giants fan is thrilled. Catches that one in his lid. And for the first time in his major league career, Barry Enright gives up 4 runs in a ball game. Freddie Sanchez, a rare homer, only 4 this year, and he homers to right field.
It's a really nice catch by that Giant fan, by the way.
Off of Enright. Drew is there. Let's hope Barry's all right, because he is, after settling in for a couple of innings, been hit hard again in this inning. Freddie Sanchez, a home run to right. That man makes a nice play. I gotta wonder if Doc Gooden is one.
I would got Nolan Ryan.
Oh, Warren Spahn. Another very, very good lefty as that one sails up and away. 1-0 the count.
Warren Spahn.
2-0 the count to Adam LaRoche. Time to get it going.
All right. There we go, Darren.
The 2-0. Broke his bat. Big shift is on. Freddie Sanchez, who just homered to right field, is there to gobble it up.
How about that?
I'm stunned by it. A quick mention of our Quest high-speed internet high-speed pitch has Lincecum touching 94, Enright 91. You don't see Freddie Sanchez homer much, especially the other way.
Usually when he goes the other way with one, the outfielder has to come in on the ball.
Yes. We're poking no fun at Freddie Sanchez.
No,
he's a great hitter.
You gotta be kidding me.
The guy who's won a batting title a couple of years back. 1-1 the count.
I mean, there was a time when you were taught to pitch away because you didn't want to give up home runs, right?
That's exactly right. According to BaseballReference.com, that is the second Major League home run ever to right field by Freddie Sanchez. Second. He's only hit one to center field as well. Of his 42 now, 2 have gone to right field. 2.
I mean, yeah, the fastball, it's down the middle, but that's still Freddie Sanchez. He's a singles and doubles hitter. He is not a power hitter. And he's driving a ball 390 feet the other way. Now I remember teams that I played on, Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Famer, all those home runs, never hit home runs to right field the other way. He pulled his home run. Andre Dawson, same way. Maybe if the wind was blowing out at Wrigley Field or something, you might run into an opposite field home run. But man, now Freddie Sanchez running into opposite field home runs.
1-2 the count to Miguel Montero.
That one took a big bite out of Buster Posey. It just didn't happen in my era.
A little side note, by the way. The only other home run to right field. That's interesting, as that one is fouled off again, according to our good friends with BaseballReference.com.
Right.
Was an inside the Parker. He has never hit one over the wall to right field. Back in 2008, July 21st at Houston, Tim Burdack was on the mound to right field. An inside the park home run. Hot shot. There's the first hit of the ball game for the Diamondbacks. We wondered, would Lincecum have it be his night tonight? The first hit of the ball game for the Diamondbacks.
And it was a ringing rip into the right field corner, if you will, but it was cut off there by Guillen for a single, so no history going to be made. Change up and stayed up. And Montero did what you're supposed to do with it.
They have already been this year 15 one or no hit games. 15. In 08 and 09, there were 14 combined between the 2 years. 7 in 08, 7 in 09. 15 this year. Of course, he threw one of the 14 over the last couple of years last year. Jonathan Sanchez. Matt Cain one hit the Diamondbacks earlier this year. Of course, Edwin Jackson back in June, no hit the Tampa Bay Rays. And these are the last 5 no-hitters thrown by a Giants pitcher. Love the count.
Oh, man.
John Monofusco.
Who can ever forget the great Ed Halicki?
Growing up around Dodgerland as I did, a lot of those names ring familiar because they were all swear words in my house.
Any Giant?
Any Giant.
I'm still upset about Steve Garvey wearing a Giants hat up there the other day. And Brandon Allen has met his match tonight in Tim Lincecum.
We were in San Francisco as we see that again. And they were panning around the ballpark and on the beautiful scoreboard at that beautiful ballpark, waving out of a suite. Steve Garvey. It should be booed out of the stadium.
He
in a Giants cap, folks.
He should have had stuff thrown at him just for being there with. That's like, can you imagine, like maybe 20 years from now, you go to Yankee Stadium, there's Big Papi wearing a Yankee hat, and yay, Big Papi. No.
No. Bury his jersey underneath the old stadium or something like that?
Because you're supposed to be hated.
To the bag and in time for the out.
Or like a Favre jersey in Minnesota or something. Oh.
No, bad example. If you're just joining us, Aubrey Huff with a homer. 2-run shot, our Blimpie game summary. Jose Guillen managed to keep that ball fair, nearly hit it out of here. 3 runs then for the Giants. And Freddie Sanchez, for the first time ever, homers to right field over the wall. He had an inside the Parker the other way earlier in his career. And then Tim Lincecum. As we go back to work, Barry Enright faces Buster Posey. And for the first time in his career, Enright gives up 4 runs in his young career in his 13th start. But Posey just lives to go the other way, doesn't he? I mean, I know he will hurt a pitch in, and he has that kind of power, but his approach says big, big part of the ballpark. 327. Not surprised by that. Isn't that great? A Mika hit zone. Straight across the board. In, middle, out. One and 2 the count. Now, Posey, as we mentioned in college, was an infielder and a pitcher when he played in the Aflac All-American game years back. If you look up his numbers, you'll find better numbers as a pitcher against some of the best high school players in the country. Didn't start catching until he was in college. This is a guy who had very little catching experience, and look how quickly he is here. 2 and 2 the count. And of course made his debut against the Diamondbacks and just tore them up in a couple of ball games earlier this season. Fouls that one right back to the screen. He is hitting .380 against teams in the National League West.
That's saying something. There's some awfully good pitching in the National League West.
And in the middle of a very humble 4-game hitting streak. Two and 2 the count. Hot shot, base hit, left field. Posey sharing with us recently that he's not going to let the grind of catching beat him down offensively, especially later on in the ball game.
It's one of those things, and I think that goes back to when I first started catching. I made a commitment to myself that I wasn't going to let the toll that catching took on me mentally and physically affect my bat. I made a decision that I was going to treat each at bat the same no matter how I felt and grind it out. And honestly, I like the way I feel better catching than I do playing the field because I feel like I stay more loose.
Speaking of loose, Pat Burrell, deep left, out of here. So Posey can slow it on down. He is loose. Trot around the base paths in front of Burrell. A 2-run shot for Pat, his 14th home run of the year.
Way out of here to left field. At the bat. as he was affectionately known in Philadelphia when he did that quite often as a Philadelphia Philly. Now he has broke it wide open here for the San Francisco Giants, trying to come in, throw it right down the middle, and Pat Burrell just destroys it way out of here.
So 6-0 is the score. Change up, strike one, Jose Guillen. Well, now this start for Enright, it gets to the point where you look forward to seeing how he responds the next time out, because this has just been a tough one. High fly ball into left center field. Young going back, looking up, high off that wall.
You're going to have to get somebody up in the bullpen.
And
unfortunately,
your request is granted. There is work going on. Looks like Sam Demmel it is.
Yeah, Barry Enright's unfortunately getting a licking here this evening. And he's allowed. He's certainly allowed. He's been terrific for 12 starts. Having a rough go of it tonight. Every pitch he throws is in the middle of the plate. And he's gotten hit.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about on this homestand how effective these Diamondback starters have been. Well, there you have it. For Barry to start things on this homestand. A 2.33 ERA. 2.33 ERA in this homestand. And the starting pitching has been great the last 2 weeks. 2.55. That one bounces in there. 1-0 the count. Juan Uribe. That bullpen phone's ringing. You can hear that cricket-like sound from up here. And right away, the San Diego Padres know they've got to win again to hold on to sole possession. Unless the Diamondbacks rally late.
I love it when you go glass half full on me there, Darren.
Well, you have to, Gracie. You know, life's too short. 2-0 the count. Hey, don't forget our APS Energy Assist tip of the game. Install a variable speed pool pump and enjoy quieter operation and a cleaner pool while saving up to $200 a year.
Thank you.
Mazunta. In on his hands. Have you ever seen Uribe in the batter's box try to baby a ball or guide it somewhere?
No, he gets his rips.
He's fun to watch, though.
He's a good player. Having a terrific year for these Giants. He gets big hits for them, too. Not just big home runs, but big hits.
Speaking of big hits, how about this man? Kind of the quiet, great shortstop in the game, offensively, if you will. And here's a guy who began taking assignments back in 1996. And so if you look at shortstops that have had that role that long, the list is pretty short. Started nearly 2,000 games. Derek Jeter started 2,200. Been involved in as many double plays by about 30 shy as another veteran, longtime veteran shortstop looks on. So time served, simply put, and he's had a lot of great hits, but time served, it's been Derek Jeter and this man.
Pretty good company.
It's hard to play 15 years at that position in the big leagues.
Because there's always good shortstops. And that's a cornerstone position. You know, you build your team around shortstops. Am I right? He's a good one.
A lot of folks talking very highly of him, more so than we have ever heard this year. Of course, you'll get to know him a lot better in our special in Cincinnati, Chili with Steven.
I'm looking forward to that world premiere. An hour-long special.
Inside. Well, it's not, but it ought to be a lot of fun. I'll tell you this, we have heard back from Our good friends with Skyline, they're all in.
They're all in.
Oh, they're providing.
Nice. I like that.
Bring your appetites and your love of the Georgia shortstop. It's Chili with Steven. High fly ball center field. Maybe a good co-host for that show would be Brandon Allen.
And why is that?
Well, then you and I could do all the talking.
Good point.
Both of those guys are very soft-spoken.
Little quiet guy, introverted guys.
And we'll do all the eating as well.
I love Skyline chili.
That one is low.
No beans. That's the Cincinnati style.
That ought to be a lot of fun. Look forward to telling Steven about it.
Oh, you mean he doesn't know about it yet? Oh, the world premiere. Mark your calendars, folks. 4 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock Eastern. They're already talking about it in New York.
In New York?
Well, yeah. It's going to be syndicated.
Wow.
Chili with
Holy
Steven,
smokes.
folks. Oh, you're going to be...
Letterman.
It's going to be a lot
Carson.
of fun.
Drew.
But I've never caught anybody like him. When he's right, when he's on, you can't compare him to anybody else that I've caught. Like I said, I haven't been doing it in a while, very long. But when he's on, it's hard to describe. I mean, just the explosion in the fastball and the movement, and then the off-speed pitches are plus as well. It's just pretty remarkable.
Simply put, a brand new catcher when you talk about the amount of years that he has served. And in awe of the man he is working with. Now, mind you, he caught him through a month of an ERA of about 7. And he's probably more in awe to see how he has responded in his last 2 starts. Buster Posey, one of the game's top prospects, now in the big leagues earning his pay. Lincecum has been great tonight.
Bueno.
Back-to-back fastballs,
back-to-back strikes.
Cody Ross is in left now. Pat Burrell.
He's done his job and then some, has Pat Burrell.
And that's exactly right. As we said, as a left fielder, he is a fabulous hitter. And he is homered. So Parra goes down on strikes. He has not enjoyed the Lincecum changeup.
Ryan Church going to hit for Barry Enright for the first time. He's given up more than 3 runs in a game. And you know what? He's allowed to, Darren.
You know, that's the first time it's ever happened. And by the way, the Diamondbacks' last 3 starts, 6 runs total. And 6 runs allowed tonight by a starting pitcher. And if you add one more game, that totals 7 runs over the last 4 starts.
So Lincecum, Enright 3. No, it didn't live up to its billing, did it, Darren?
No.
It was a little one-sided. I told him you got to stick and move. You got to stick and move.
Sting like a scorpion.
Well, that was more just kind of for Kirk Gibson.
I was going to say that didn't work out either. That was Church takes away. You saw very good career numbers for Ryan Church against Tim Lincecum. Two and one. In on the knuckles and nearly found himself a good bounce. 2-2.
Listen up, Darren Sutton. Be the first to know about team trades, upcoming promotions, and more when you follow the D-backs on Facebook and Twitter, and I know you do. You can follow D-backs online at Twitter at D-backs Insider or Facebook.com/D-backs. Huh?
Change up, strike 3. It was a great read.
Oh, that was a tough one.
This was a tough one. Look at this change. And you know what he's doing with that changeup, and you talked about it earlier?
Pitching in with it.
Pulling it a little bit into lefties. 26-year-old right-hander out of Bellevue, Washington. Went to Liberty High School. Curveball, strike 1 to Stephen Drew.
Got a little bounce in his step on the mound, too. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
He is feeling good about things. He's got some vibe to him out there.
0-2 the count. He was drafted by the Cubs out of high school after his sophomore year in college, drafted by the Indians. The Giants made him their first pick in 06. He signed about 3 weeks after he was drafted. And he went to work professionally, and his work has been very good ever since, outside of August 2010. In September and tonight, he's been dominating. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Blimpie. Try the new lighter stuff menu with 6 healthy choices under 400 calories. That's how Beanie Wells stays in shape. Blimpie, America's sub shop. Quest high-speed internet, blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. Your Valley Hyundai dealers. Time for the 7th inning. Stretch your dollars. Hyundai, now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. Visit valleyhyundaidealers.com. 6-0 the score. The Diamondbacks really being handcuffed offensively. Sam Demmel takes the baseball and he goes to work. the right-hander out of Spring, Texas. And trying to eat a little bit of time out of that pen. We shall see, but he faces out of the gates Andres Torres, 5.76 ERA. As Demmel, first batter efficiency about half the time, so tonight will be a good night for his confidence. Maybe throw a couple of scoreless frames. Scoreless frames have been, I believe, plaguing the Diamondbacks lately as well.
Yeah. Would you like to hear about it?
What'd you find out? A little research?
Yeah, I did a lot of research. You know, that's what I do. Thank you very much, Kurt Zacher, our fine statistician. Diamondbacks are in the midst of a 22-inning scoreless streak. And that's the third time this year that they've had a streak of 20 or more scoreless. They went 20 earlier in the year from August 21st through the 25th, and then they went a 30-inning scoreless streak. That's a Major League Baseball high this year. Back in late May and early June, as that one's hammered to right. Is it going to stay fair?
Not just May, it is just foul to the right of that foul pole.
So unfortunately, the Diamondbacks no stranger to a long streak of zeros. And this, you know, this has been a hot and cold offense all year long, Darren. That's kind of the way these guys run. They hit homers in streaks, and they also go cold in streaks, as that's just hot.
Yeah, and they've started to cool down, and they've done so. Justin Upton, it was thought he would miss a couple of days, a day. Now it's at a week. And so you're doing it without Justin Upton, who was hitting.
True.
Just a more experienced hitter in that box, even though he's still just 23 years old. As that one is inside. Now no Mark Reynolds the last couple of days. But being...
I don't like that excuse, though, Darren.
Not an excuse, just a reason. We'd look forward to having them back out there. You still have to hit, I agree with you.
Yeah, these guys are major league hitters.
Well, without those guys, he also had a couple of big games as well.
That's exactly right.
High fly in the left. Collectively, Gracie and I raise our glasses and tip our caps to tonight's closer for the Milwaukee Brewers. As our State Farm out-of-town scoreboard says, Trevor Hoffman saved his 600th in the big leagues. Trevor, congratulations.
One of the better human beings in the game. Hats off to you, Mr. Hoffman. 600 great saves.
As Sanchez stepped out of the box, there's a little bit of flashing going on there on the Jumbotron. So now he is ready to go. Strike one. By the way, Justin Upton with an MRI today. Nothing unusual. And of course, a shoulder plaguing him back in spring of '06, had an MRI back then. And still day to day. So we'll see. That one bounces in there. To the backstop it goes. That thing's ironed out on that beautiful scoreboard in center field. Crowd with a Bronx cheer for the scoreboard. Need something to cheer about, Gracie.
No, there's something to cheer about. Sanchez not homering to the opposite field.
How about that? For the first time ever, if you just joined us, Freddie Sanchez hit a homer to right earlier in his career, but it was an inside the park homer. It stunned all of us. And here it is.
I'm sure he's equally stunned.
He's the type that would be. Very honest and open about it. That he had never done it. And so now Aubrey Huff, who has hit plenty of homers like he hit in his first at bat, crushed to right field. He's got 23 on the year as Miggy tries to backhand that fastball. Boy,
he turned away from it. Looked like it got him right in the ribs.
You can never anticipate that pitch. Never do you give a sign that says fastball and bounce it. A roller out to Kelly. Kelly in time for the out. Hard hitting will lead things off in the next inning against Tim Lincecum. All right, here we go.
Against Tim Lincecum. On the flip side, Joe Borowski, for the first time we're seeing Barry Enright struggle.
Definitely not the typical outing we're grown accustomed to seeing from Barry Enright, but in the end could be a teachable moment for the young man. I'll break down Barry's outing and what the Giants did to capitalize against a very rare subpar outing.
They're hitting the ball hard, guys. We'll send it back to you. We're here after the game with Quest, D-backs Live.
Well, there's Dr. Phil and now Dr. Joe. A teachable moment after the game. He will counsel all of us on the struggles and put Barry on his couch.
Yeah, and then right after that, he's going to open up Al Capone's vault.
I like it. I like Joe. I like his thought process, and we look forward to talking with him. There's hard hitting. He's on the move. Kelly Johnson. Into the corner it goes. Sticks out there, and Guillen with those legs hobbling on around. Kelly in the third with the slide. It's a triple. For hard-hitting Kelly Johnson, his 5th triple of the year. There we go. That's something to cheer for. Maybe break up that shutout.
Well, Kelly Johnson takes a changeup and rifles it right past Aubrey Huff. He's thinking 3 the whole way. He gets in with a slide as Jose Guillen all the way in on the fly from the warning track in right field. So the Diamondbacks making a little noise here. They're going to have to make a lot more.
Well, they've got 9 outs to play with. What will they do with them? And then Tim Lincecum, how will he respond? This year, with runners in scoring position, opponents hit .224 against him. Lost to the Diamondbacks last time out. Bouncing ball, a foul ball. Well, I knew, Gracie, that desperate times were calling for desperate measures.
Right.
And I was quite hungry, so I sent a shout out down to the folks with Hungry Hill.
Oh, man, I know they took good care of you.
I had a rally dog, a Polish sausage, big old beautiful French roll that it was served on.
It's delicious, isn't it?
We're going to get some runs now. Good folks.
Thank you to Hungry Hills. That one's hit hard.
Deep left field. Chris Young watches it sail out of here. Let's eat. Shutout. Gone. That's 24 homers. That's 83 runs batted in. It's a Fulton Holmes homer. Another $150 to the Arizona Youth Assistance Foundation.
Fastball in. Pulls his hands in nicely. And hits it about 10 rows deep in left center field. Well, that had some length to it.
All right. How about that for Seawar?
Probably make you want to go out and sing the national anthem.
Oh, he did do that earlier. Earlier today, he went out and had a little fun. You know, we have national anthem practices in the early part of the day, and he practiced. And listened to it. I definitely listened to it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did listen to it.
I mean, folks, I love the way Chris Young has bounced back this year. I love the way he has run the bases and homered. He's an inspiration for a lot of folks and baseball players, but it was terrible.
His singing voice.
Oh, my goodness.
Brutal.
I mean, it was less than, if you're using a mathematical equation, Roseanne Barr's effort in San Diego years back.
Well, if it was American Idol, can you imagine what Simon would have said to him?
They'd have to put it on HBO.
I think you're right.
They couldn't just have it on regular Fox. Oh, my goodness. That's an angry changeup there, isn't it? That acted like a split-fingered fastball.
Well, when you throw as hard as Lincecum does, and you have that violent motion, and then you throw that changeup, golly, it can make hitters look bad. And Lincecum enjoys making hitters look bad.
We have to tip our cap, though, to see why. We talked about this a little bit in San Francisco. There are a lot of guys historically that will get the J.R. Richard flu, the Nolan Ryan flu, the Randy Johnson flu. In other words, they get owned by that opposing pitcher. Chris Young homered there. Prior to that homer, he was 4 of 35 in his career against Lincecum. He's out there, he's working. Montero's out there and is working. So before the Young homer, Gracie, 4 of 35 against Lincecum.
Good for Chris Young. Hey, a couple of my fellow teammates aren't able to answer the bell. Upton, Reynolds. I need to be out there. Yeah, I have absolutely stunk against Tim Lincecum in my career. Well, Tim Lincecum knows his name now. Bruce Bochy on his way out. Is he going to take the ball from Lincecum?
So in 86 pitches. All right, he's fine. He didn't really want to chat.
Got the answer he wanted from Lincecum. I'm sure Lincecum, I'm fine. Get back in the dugout. So Bruce Bochy heads back to the dugout. Brandon Allen's had a tough time with Lincecum this evening. He struck out a couple of times. He swings and misses at that first pitch breaking ball.
The 0-1. 0-2 the count.
Another change up. That time Allen was able to lay off of it.
Over the top of a slider. And Allen goes down. A third strikeout of the evening for Brandon.
Bruce Bochy, I'm just fine.
And that's exactly right. The Chinko is a great, great place to stop when you're at the ballpark. It's brought to you by Gila River Casinos. Interactive kiosk near section 111 here at Chase Field. And it's always a great place to stop by, win a prize, check it out. At the interactive kiosk. And looking forward to that next homestand. We'll be calling a game from the Kachinko kiosk. And that one is fouled off. 0-1 the counts at Tony Abreu. Not on this homestand. Not tomorrow night, but on the next homestand after the month-and-a-half road trip. We'll miss you for a month or so, folks. We love you.
And we'll miss you. But we're going away for a while.
Final homestand of the year. 0-2 the count. That homestand will come up in December when we return. Good Fandemonium weekend, I'm told. Guys in the truck love Fandemonium.
I'm sure they do. Well, you're definitely right. It is going to be a long road trip. We're going to be gone a long time. But one thing you're wrong about, it's a terrible idea to do a game from out the Kachinko area.
That one is belted out toward that Kachinko kiosk. It is down. Rattling on around. That will plate another run. Look at Tony Abreu picking him up and putting him down. All right. Are you sure you're just fine, thinks manager Bruce Posey. Are you sure? 2 triples in the inning and a homer.
I think Bruce Posey's going to make a move. Yeah, he's on his way out. A hanging changeup. Tony Abreu rips it into right center field. Nobody home out in right center. Montero scampers all the way around. Abreu scampers all the way to third base. And the Diamondbacks here in their half of the 7th inning have cut the Giant lead in half. It's now 6-3. As Tim Lincecum walks off.
Ball game at 3.68 ERA. That's the highest he has ever been at this point in the season since his rookie year of 07 when he was at a 3.80. He finished that season at a 4.00. Still was very good tonight. Strikeout wise, incredible. As you saw, 11 strikeouts, didn't walk anyone, but in the end got knocked around in his attempt to go 7. Javier Lopez. What a tough assignment for Parra. Little nubber. Lopez throws in time for the out. Now that was quick.
That was really quick.
Chris Young with the homer against Lincecum, making it a ball game. Couple of triples to boot as well. that one. And then at Colorado, they're rolling. Diamondbacks 500. Cincinnati close to those playoffs, knocking at the door. And the Pittsburgh Pirates get a chance to see Chris Snyder, a snipe piece, as his teammates used to call him here.
Well, looking forward to that.
1-0 the count as that one sails high from the right arm of Carlos Rosa. Rosa pitching in a AAA for the Aces on a couple of occasions this year for Reno. 13 saves, a 1.63 ERA. And Posey fouls that one off. The arm is there, certainly. We saw it in his last journey to the big leagues. He just battled some inconsistencies, but the velocity, the arm is there. Good slider. Saul Rivera was another pitcher that was brought on that struggled a little bit. And I think the two about the same time. Don't confuse one with the other. Rosa was able to, on occasion, do some good things, and especially in the minor leagues, did some great things.
Well, it's good that Rosa was able to go down to AAA and get some success under his belt. That's what you need. When you come up here and you get hit hard, like a lot of guys did that came up from AAA. Just about every single guy. Well, it doesn't go well. You get sent back down. Of course, that's dejecting. But go down there and stick your chest out, hold your head up, and go out and pitch well, and you'll be back. And because Rosa did just that, here he is.
Posey to the right side. Serves that one up and into the seats. 2-2 the count on Buster.
What's going on there, Darren?
Well, I'm not sure what that is there. It's a unique Diamondbacks cap. Again goes to right field. Join Fox Sports Arizona and the Diamondbacks in support of the Phoenix RBI in participating in the first annual charity co-ed softball tournament. The event takes place on Saturday, October 9th at Anthem Community Park in Anthem. Get your teams together and support our kids. Reviving baseball in the inner cities, that's RBI. It's a program designed to promote the game of baseball to youth and disadvantaged areas. For more info, visit the Community Spotlight page at foxsportsarizona.com. Strike one to Cody Ross. And that's a good thing. Buried that fastball in on the hands. Oh, 0-2 the count. That pitch is high. San Diego leading Los Angeles right now. 2-0 in the 6th inning. Stomach flu and some problems for Matt Latos last night. He was scratched. They won the ball game anyway. He's out there tonight shutting out the Dodgers in the top of the 6th inning. And Colorado is done. Fastball. Good pitch. Missed in. Colorado has now defeated Cincinnati 4-3. Wow.
They're doing it again, aren't they?
They really, truly are.
Their September steamroll through the National League.
That game's final up above. It'll go final here in a moment in the ballpark. It just did. Overthrew a slider there as it stays high. 3-2 the count. Well, you know what? For these Diamondbacks, think about this. As they try to fight back in this ball game. They have Colorado over the weekend waiting. Then Cincinnati next week. As far as motivation, and Kirk Gibson, by the way, provides all of that if they need any. But if there is any extra needed, you're playing teams that hope to be going to play in October and are very close, or some that are charging hard. And so,
and I said it yesterday. I think San Francisco and Colorado, one's going to be the champion and one's going to be the wild card. As Ross walks.
The Rockies, since August 22nd, are 12-4.
Two of those lost to the Diamondbacks, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not mistaken. Here is Jose Guillen. Drives that one to right field, sending Parra back to the wall. He's got it. That throw off the mark, but not far enough. Guillen crushes that ball.
Parra's had to get on his horse a few times back to that warning track / wall area in right field. Fell in right field, ducking just in case.
Well, you're on TV. You don't have to ask anymore.
All you have to do is ask there, young man. Done deal.
Very good.
Hi to you guys.
Fires that one over. Uribe. Fly to left. Twice. Fly to center field. Loves to swing really hard.
Good slider there to jump ahead.
Oh, and 1 the count. There's that patented swing. 0-2 the count.
Boy, Juan.
Love it. He's got 19 homers this year. He's homered 20 times twice. Was a Rocky, a member of the White Sox, and now a Giant. As that one fires back over. Played 150 games in 2007. Hit 20 homers under the watchful eye of Ozzie Guillen there with the White Sox. 75 runs batted in, a career high this year in RBIs. Juan C. Tena Uribe.
Huh?
Fastball is high. T-E-N-A. Juan C. Tena Uribe. From
Vallepatla, Mexico.
No, he's actually from San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic.
The Dominican Republic. Oh, okay.
Vallepatla. Hometown of Rodrigo Lopez. The 1-2. High fly ball. Well, another out in the air for Juan Uribe. That's 4 of those tonight. Mr. Rosa, tip of the cap to you. Keeps it at a 3-run deficit.
Fox Sports Arizona's coverage of D-backs baseball on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android with MLB.com At Bat 2010. It features play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit dbacks.com today on your iPhone, iPod Touch, Android, or BlackBerry for more details.
Ryan Roberts pinch hits, and the first pitch is a fastball up and away. 1-0 the count. It's a very good read. You folks should pay attention when Gracie shares information with you. Especially all you kids out there.
And I got Darren's permission while we were between innings.
Broken bat roller. Lopez still out there working, and Roberts is erased on a ground out to short. So now Stephen Drew. I tell you, you talk about a big drink of water with a low arm angle. You faced, I would imagine, some guys, maybe like a Mike Myers, Gracie. Big, tall left-hander.
And this guy.
Tough to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
From your
Javier
spot.
Lopez was with the Colorado Rockies. Mike Myers himself. It's just a whole different look. Mike Myers threw about 80 miles an hour, but boy, he was tough on left-handers. Had himself a great career. Lopez been around a long time now.
That one is lifted and fouled off up and into the seats. He was a Diamondback in 2005 in 29 games in a Diamondbacks uniform. Had an ERA of 9.42. Had a tough go of it.
Well, everybody did that year.
The 0-2 is away. Looking for base runners. Steven, little topper. Easy chance. Jody Jackson standing by a little bit more. We wish she had some good health news. She doesn't have that, but some
where's
good
Jody
news.
been all night?
She's got some good news on Justin Upton.
I do. He is still on the shelf, obviously, day to day with that left shoulder strain. But the good news is that he was named today the D-backs 2010 nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, and it's presented by Chevy. And so really Justin Upton has done so much in the community just this year. He presented a check back in June to Muhammad Ali for the new Parkinson Center at Barrow Neurological, and it's just been a terrific role model in the community. He also was up for a grant from Pepsi Refresh for the Best Buddies program. So you can vote. Basically, the national award recipient will be voted on at the end of the season, and it's www.chevy.com/Clemente, and voting starts today.
Well, congratulations to Upton, the team's representative, for that fabulous award, and well deserved for Justin. We got to get him back out there. I like giving guys awards that are playing.
And it's one of those, now you have to start wondering if, as that one's hit to right, that's a quick inning. You're wondering if it may have to be a DL stint for Justin Upton.
of Arizona State Athletics and KTAR get together for the Sun Devils Salute Our Troops for every ticket purchased to the Sun Devils game against NAU this Saturday. A ticket is donated to the Veteran Tickets Foundation to allow an active duty military member, a veteran, or their families to attend the game. So 480-727-40, or go online to the sundevils.com and enter the promo code HERO. And that's a very good thing. Alongside Mark Grace, my name is Darren Sutton, Jody Jackson down below. Josh Hall in the truck, doing a great job as our AD tonight. And he has for the last couple of days, keeping our eyes on the prize and some of the things behind the scenes that we might miss. As Joe Garagiola calls them, Crackerjack crew down in the truck. We appreciate all the work that they do. And this man finally getting to work. He worked a couple of nights ago. But prior to that, after having a serious foot injury and having to have a procedure on that foot, he had last pitched in April. I think he was missed this year. Change up popped up. One out.
Well, he was missed. A healthy Leo Rosales would have been a solid addition to this bullpen this year. He had the good changeup, and he's come out and thrown one pitch, and he's going to leave the ball game, folks. Kirk Gibson on his way. Go ahead and ice your arm there, son. Nice job. I don't think I've ever seen that. Mike Hampton, come on down. Job, Leo Rosales.
Reminds me of when Sammy used to throw water on his face. Sammy Sosa dump water on his head.
Mike Hampton's going to come on and take his chances. Oh, man. Seasoned veteran, 16 years in the big leagues, former Cy Young Award winner. We don't have any Sosa references on this program, folks.
And good to have the Valley resident back in the big leagues. Worked a couple of nights ago. Trying to work his way back to the major leagues. Look at that. Good running fastball. Looked like a slider that he drops into veteran Aaron Rowan. 37 years young, like Darren Oliver did a couple of years back, reinvent himself as a reliever. Hampton looking to do the very same thing.
Still got the great movement on the fastball, the slider. Got a curveball as well.
148 career wins. He has made 411 major league appearances, including tonight.
And nobody competes like Mike Hampton, Darren.
And you want to talk about a man, and it won't really fit in as much in this role, who can hit. Mike Hampton, 16 career home runs as a pitcher. 16 homers. A fabulous hitter. Hit 300 3 or 4 times in an entire season. Fastball is high. 2-2 the count. This will be interesting to watch, Gracie.
That was the change up. He just yanked it a little bit across. Inside, 3-2 now the count.
Full count, 1 out.
Oh, man.
Nasty.
Cut fastball from Mike Hampton. Nice pitch. Well, let's go back to Leo Rosales. I need to show you the pitch sequence.
Break it down
to how he attacked Edgar Renteria. Well, that's it, folks. The first pitch change up, and well, that'll be enough. Ice your arm. Nice job. That's the pitch sequence right there.
That was it?
That was it.
Breaking ball is away to Andres Torres.
Very economical tonight was Leo Rosales.
Mike Hampton won 22 games, finished second in the Cy Young voting in 1999. Got MVP votes come his way that year. Breaking ball, fly ball, switch hitter Torres. Well, Hampton so far so good back in the big leagues. Trying to reinvent himself as a relief pitcher here in Arizona. APS Energy All-Star. You bet it's Tim Lincecum. 11 strikeouts. 3 runs allowed in 6 2/3. Now, Arizona fought their way back into this game, but Lincecum, the domination and the offense on his other end has provided right now the Giants hope of victory. The Dodgers, by the way, scratched out a run against Latos. That game is in the top of the 7th inning. 2-1 is the score. As Sergio Romo goes to work. 2.52 ERA.
This is a save situation with a 3-run lead. Brian Wilson has been very busy lately, so he's going to get the night off. And Sergio Romo he and his beard.
Wilson had worked 3 days in a row, saving yesterday's game, and then, of course, a couple of games prior to that in Dodger Stadium.
Well, Sergio's officially a woolly booger, isn't he? Well, he seems to be falling apart up here.
1-1 the count. Everything all right up here in the booth?
Yeah, just Scott Snyder having a tough year.
Well,
it just continues.
Romo has saved a pair of games last year. Had a 3.97 ERA.
Oh, boy, what a good pitch that was to jump ahead 1-2. Beautiful slider right to the outside corner.
It's a good tilt to it, almost a frisbee effect in the end that really locked up Young. 2-run homer back in the 7th inning against Tim Lincecum. There it is again. That one even better. And so 1 out in the inning.
Same pitch, same spot. Frisbee slider right to the outside corner. Chris Young just swings right through it.
Don't forget, in our post-game show following this ball game, it'll be Brad and Dr. Joe. As Joe has a prescription for what ails Barry Enright. He'll get the pad out and he'll write that prescription.
What are you thinking?
0-1 the count to Adam LaRoche. Adam takes a pitch that dives down and in. We're speaking of his father and his dad, who pitched for 14 years in the major leagues, Dave LaRoche. His father played in 647 major league games, most all of them out of the bullpen as a relief pitcher. Saved more than 100 games, did Dave LaRoche. And there's a strike. That was back in the day when you would work out of the bullpen, as LaRoche did in 77, 59 appearances, 17 saves, and his dad threw 100 innings.
Well, yeah, that was back when you went 2 2/3, sometimes even 3 innings.
How about that, year,
for saves?
100 innings, 17 saves, 100 innings worked in 59 games.
That's a closer right there.
That's his dad. Remember the Dodgers' Mike Marshall?
Oh, man.
LaRoche into center field and played on a hop out there by Torres.
I don't think you'll ever see another pitcher like Mike Marshall, like you were talking about. I don't think anybody could do that again, Darren.
Well, Marshall was the type of closer that, to call him a closer, you were underselling him. He was just the last pitcher. I mean, he was the guy that was the last pitcher in the ball game. Bochy comes on. Call to the bullpen. Would imagine we'll have a southpaw. The big fella, Outfield, goes to work. We'll reset when we come back. starting pitchers. Barry Zito on the bump for San Francisco, and Daniel Hudson. What a story it has been now. Has made Barry Enright suffered a tough one tonight. We'll see if Hudson can keep in stride with what he has done in his Diamondbacks debut. Told you bullpen by committee for these Giants. Ryan Wilson pitched in 3 consecutive days, including on this road trip. Outfield goes to work. Wilson, we captured him. We found him before the ball game.
Where was he?
Kind of a restful day. Had the shades and the music going. There you go. Looked like he maybe just got up.
Or maybe just got in.
Well, there he
There he is. Know how you feel, Brian.
Bouncing ball. Outfield rolls it up. That is the ball game. And the San Francisco Giants defeat the Arizona Diamondbacks. Final score 6-3 here. So San Francisco keeps the heat on San Diego. They are 1/2 game back of the Padres for the top spot in the National League West. Right now, 2-1 San Diego on top of LA. That game in the top of the 7th inning. Tim Lincecum was great tonight. Barry Enright, for the first time in his big league career, in 13 starts, allows more than 3 runs in a ball game. We'll do it again tomorrow night, but we've got to do more talking as we get it on out to the post-game set. Brad is standing by. Dr. Joe as well. We'll get it going.